Hi everyone, Carol Ann here. Today we're going to be baking with Imala. So this is something a bit different, isn't it? This is the brand new chapter 31 and it's called Tulip Hugs. Look at the size of that. And I'm going to use that on my cookies. I've made some different shortbread cookies and I'm going to be using this big one here. But first I want to roll out my icing. Excuse my blue gloves, but I always wear these when I'm baking or doing cakes or anything like that. Now normally I do this in the kitchen, but obviously all my my baking things are my recording things are up here. So for today I've covered my desk with baking paper. Everything's been cleaned down and scrubbed down, and I'm just going to put a little bit of icing sugar on the baking paper and I'm going to roll that out. I know it's a little rolling pin. I didn't want to bring my great big one up here. So I'm rolling that out. Now I'm not going to go too thin on it. Probably about 2 mm thick, something like that. I don't know if you've ever done this with your stamps, but of course you can only do this with a brand new stamp and you cannot use used ones. So my stamping platform is one I use for anything like this, or fabric, baking paper inside, and I'm putting that in there. I'm going to tear some of that off. The circle I used for my cookie was this one, so I forgot to do that when I was on the mat, but I'll do that now. Take that off. And that's what's going to go on top of my cookie. Then I'm going to get my stamp, my brand new stamp. You can use your stamps not just for inking and doing all the other things you normally do with them, but you can use them for doing something like this, or even air dry clay. Okay. So I'm going to pop that on there like that, so it's all clean. I want to cut up there, it's a bit too big. It, and then I'm going to press down, right down into it, like that, really well. Stuck to it. Obviously you can't use magnets, so I don't know if you can see, that's not gone in very well. Just sprinkle a little icing sugar on, like that. Put it on again. Press down. You can just see the shapes inside there, like that. Just vaguely inside. Put that back in, because it's the leaves that don't seem to. That's it. That's it. Oh yes, that's better. So that's in there now. Get my circle again and just neaten that up like that. Then I'm going to get my cookie. I can take this off here now. Close my Eureka up. To get my cookie. And I have a brush I keep just for my cake decorating and cookies, etc. And I've made some icing sugar with water just to make an edible glue for putting the icing on, like that. That will go on there like that. And that sits nicely on the cookie, like that. Can you see? It's a big cookie. Now I'm going to paint it. It isn't Imala if you don't do a bit of painting. So I'm using, it's a food colour, and it's called Rainbow Dust. This is a yellow, and I'm just going to put a little bit in my palette here. So again, this is the only one I use for food. A bit of vodka. You know I'm not drinking it. That's okay. Because there's very little to no flavour with vodka. It's quite flavourless. So you can use lemon juice if you don't want to put alcohol in. Just add a little bit to your palette like that to make the colour. Like that. And then you can colour your tulips. Like that. My orange food colouring has run out, so normally I would do it a bit darker to blend it, but just for this demo it doesn't matter. I'm going to have a try with the clay as well. I must try that. So I've just gone a little bit with the concentrate without watering it down with vodka, just to try and give it a little bit of shading and depth, like that. And I wanted to do this because I'm going to be using the stamp itself with some ink for Carly, and I just wanted to show this while I had a brand new stamp that hadn't been used. There we are. And then I've got a bit of green. This is a Dr. Ockiter one. Again, food colouring. You can only use the edible food colouring. I have painted on icing before, on cakes as I've done, but this is the first time I've done it with stamps, so it is quite interesting to do. It's looking quite nice, isn't it? And of course you get all different shades in the icing colours. I used to have a drawer full of them, but I don't really do much baking these days, so you can just go for it, can't you? And enjoy it. So again, I'll just put it on neat to get some shading. And you just leave these to dry for a couple of hours. And that'll be fine. And it's completely edible. And it's all your own artwork on there, which is quite unique. And I mean, that would make a beautiful Easter gift, wouldn't it? Or, you know, whatever stamps you have. And there we have it. Like I say, you can get plenty of different colours and really have a ball with it. There we are. That's nice, isn't it? And I normally get the edible glitter, which is all food edible glitter. There's no plastic in it. So and I sprinkle that on. So I'm going to let that dry now, and I hope you've enjoyed that to be, you know, something a little bit different to do with your stamps. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.